Caution, entertainment banter uses language that might be inappropriate for some listeners, so watch out. Sometimes we might shock you.
And we are welcoming you back to an evening of entertainment banter with I am Joel.
And I'm Matt.
And we are going to bless you with today's talk of such a wonderful film.
Is it about Star Wars?
It is not Star Wars.
Oh, it's not.
Because we're done with our two-parter that we ever did. It's a film that is the highest grossing rated R film that also beat Star Wars opening weekend in Russia.
In Russia.
Yes, we are talking about the one and only
Damn commies.
Deadpool.
Deadpool!
What a great film.
Are you giving Fox
That
credit
is
right
it.
now? You giving the
That is
Republican Party some credit?
This is true. Fox owns the right to Deadpool. And they made one hell of a movie. But the only reason why they made it, because of all the petitions and the shit Ryan Reynolds was doing to get it to be made. And bless his soul, because that movie is everything it should have been, and it was great.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm already learning something by listening to you talk.
Why?
I didn't know Ryan Reynolds wanted to make this that way.
Didn't you notice he was the producer on this film?
You know what? When the credits rolled, which by the way was my favorite part.
Oh my god, yeah.
It didn't say names. It
It
said
said a cool guy.
A cool guy. It said
A CG
angry teen, a CGI character, which by the way was freaking brilliant.
Well, no one noticed it right away. I started looking like,
Are you
wait,
kidding me? I
those
was
are names.
laughing right at the
And I was
beginning.
like, Celine, you're reading these names?
Yeah.
Wait, I just said a name. Anyways, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh my god, it's pretty funny.
You know what's-
no, at the end of the movie, it says there's 3 producers, and he's one of them.
Okay.
He was pushing for it. I believe, don't quote me. You can quote me. I don't care if you quote me. I'm going to quote me. The little CGI thing of the SUVs flipping and all that, they made
Yeah.
in like 2000 and like,
Yeah,
I
the
wanna
teaser
say 9
idea.
or so, that teaser.
Yeah.
I believe he funded that to make.
Wow.
Because he really wanted to do Deadpool.
Wow.
Like, he got into the character. Like, if you read the comics, he's a fantastic, hilarious
Oh yeah.
character. He's the merc with the mouth.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He makes fun of everybody.
You
Even
know
you.
You know what's funny is when we were talking about the credits at the beginning,
Metaphorical you.
you get fined if you don't give people's real credits at the beginning of movies. So I think Fox Studios had to pay that fine.
Or pay royalties or something
Just like
else.
with Star Wars, you see the opening crawl.
It could easily be in their credit, in their contract, saying, hey, if you're going to do this movie, there's a good chance your name will not be in the opening credits.
Sure. But it was funny. It was great.
It was great. It was one of those, like, it was like a subtle, I'm breaking the fourth wall, like, hey, there's going to be a cool guy. Like,
Yeah.
it was just...
It was hilarious.
just- oh.
Right out the gate, I laughed
Right
at that.
off.
So, all right, in the credits, when it says CGI guy, is that Deadpool or is that Colossus?
It's got to be Colossus, because you never saw who really Colossus was.
That's true. You
He
did.
never took his medal off, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. So they get paid like animation rights. Like, how does that work? Because he
Doesn't
recognition.
get face recognition,
Yeah.
but he does get stunt acting. So he does get paid.
Stunt acting.
Yeah, it's because it's motion capture.
Oh, so
So
that
it's a
actor
stuntman.
did do that. Okay.
Most
Because you
likely
could
it
get
was a
anybody
stuntman.
to do that. It could be 2 different people.
It could have been, but I think it was one person.
Okay.
I believe.
All right.
Obviously, Ryan Reynolds didn't do all the stunts.
He didn't.
No,
He didn't cut off his own hand.
he did not. That was a stuntman.
All right.
Oh, they do a lot for shows. Remember that, people. Stuntmen are not recognized at the Oscars. They're fighting for it, but they cut off their own limbs.
Wait, what about that crappy Oscars that no one watches, like all the nerd stuff,
The
like the
Emmys?
new technology? No,
Oh.
the new technology that was made, or like better film washing or some shit. Like there's people that win those awards that nobody knows. The Oscars will touch it for like half a second. People are bored out of their fucking minds during that part. Last week we did these Oscars,
Oh
and
my
so and so won this, and so won that.
On the Sundance Festival, you're talking
No,
about.
damn it, it's the Oscars. You see these nerds and old people getting Oscars. You're like, what the fuck did they do? We're not talking about Deadpool. Why do we do this? We banter on entertainment banter. We gotta stop bantering. Let's go. Talk Deadpool.
Deadpool wears red. He's like an avocado.
That's how you
that
started
fucked
out.
another older avocado.
Or what was the other one?
He looked
Freddy
like-
Cougar had
he-
sex with the. Oh my god, what did he say?
He looked like the inside of other
The,
people's assholes. God, it was such a great movie.
All
And
right.
then the person who played his girlfriend, fiance, or whatever at
Yeah,
the end,
he-
fucking hot.
Yeah.
You know, she's like also the girlfriend of Commissioner Gordon or Chief or Captain Gordon, Officer Gordon, Detective Gordon
In Gotham?
Gotham in the TV show.
Did not put that together. She looked totally different.
Not the blonde.
Okay.
Not
Oh,
the
the new
blonde.
one. The
Sorry, did I
Officer
just
Montoya.
spoil
No,
it for you?
the doctor one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still working through the
Freaking
first season. of
So
that.
much hotter in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I
Did
didn't
not
even know that
recognize
was
her.
her
Mhm.
with the short hair. I didn't recognize her right away, but
Mhm.
when she got the long hair,
Gotcha.
smoking.
Smoking. All right, so here's the dealio, Celio. What was your favorite part? If you can't, one part.
I think it was the moment. I think I enjoy like a lot of the origin stuff when he kept going back to non-Deadpool life. It was like,
It
go
was
back to Deadpool. I want
it
to
was
see
a little
more
too
action.
real for me.
It was.
Yeah.
But I think one of the most enjoyable moments is when he was explaining who he's living with, the blind black girl.
Yes.
He's like, oh, because before he had this like like he met her in the laundromat,
Right,
And
right.
then, like so he's talking to the camera, and he goes, oh yeah, I'm living with my roommate. You met her before, and then it goes back to the flash with him folding clothes.
Yeah.
And he goes, holy shit, that was like fourth wall breaking inside fourth wall breaking. That's like 16 walls. Like, that was just hilarious because, like, you went back to that same scene and it was like, wait, we're going to... And he's looking at us and he's talking to us still.
Out of all the things in that movie, that's the part you think's the
because it was
best?
so funny.
Oh my
it
gosh.
was
You're
a
out of
breakdown.
control.
I mean, there's a lot of good moments. That was just a real acting moment between himself.
Yeah.
There's some cute moments with his little hand, like, I bet it looks huge in his little hand.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Like, come on, that's CGI, though.
I know. No, the line part was
Oh,
ridiculous.
the line, yeah.
How
And his
open he is about
unicorn.
whacking off in front of an old black lady that's
Oh, she's blind.
It doesn't matter. She knows what's going on. She was like intelligent, super on the ball black.
Yeah. She was like Daredevil-esque.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised she doesn't have a cameo in Daredevil
Yeah,
later.
seriously. She won't. That's a crossover
I
they can't
laughed
do.
my ass off at stupid stuff like when he's like, "Have you seen this guy?" And it's like a drawing that he did. It's like that. To me, that was comical.
It was in the trailer, but if I didn't see in the trailer him rolling, the SUV's flipping like crazy, he's killing the guys. All of a sudden, you see a slow mo, his hip pop out, like
yes.
Did I leave the stove?
Did I leave the
like
stove
shit like
on?
that is just it's classic.
And it's so cute and hilarious of him sitting on the overpass and drawing himself.
Yeah.
I thought that was in the trailer too, or that extended scene, but that was fun too.
Or when he gets shot through the hand and he puts his finger, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But that was classic.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed the movie because it was straight up 100% what you'd want to see from Deadpool. Like he was Deadpool. The jokes were Deadpool. Everything. There was no disappointment, in my opinion, of his portrayal and this movie's portrayal of Deadpool.
It was exactly what people probably all envisioned when you see the comics and you read the comics. Like, it is totally what he is. And it was a great movie. It was a movie where it ended, and I looked at my fiance, and we're like, we just stay and watch the second one.
Watch it again.
Because it was just, you could probably catch more things. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
And all these little innuendos with X-Men, and oh god, I'm going to the mansion and going, such a big mansion. Every time I come here, how come I only see you two? It's like the studio can't afford more X-Men.
Right.
It's just funny.
And the jab of the other Fox Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman.
Was it Origins?
Yeah, with the
Deadpool figure.
Prized possession.
Yeah, his own toy that he played. Which, by the way, they sewed his mouth up in that movie.
And they made a joke about that.
Yeah.
Don't make it sew your mouth shut. Like, I'm like, no.
Yeah, that was awful. That's awful. You mentioned X-Men, and I gotta be honest, I think I told you this off our banter. but I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I got clamped when the girl X-Men finally had to do something, and she used her
shot
power
or whatever, her long name.
She powered up, and her quote unquote street clothes went away, and she had her costume on.
Leotard on.
Yeah, like I gotta be honest with you, I got choked up. I was like, I don't know what it is, because I think the reason why I like X-Men so much is and Deadpool obviously is not one of these guys, but you take people who are probably have a crappy upbringing in life and were persecuted against, and they still keep their personalities. But when she did that, like, you saw that she had made a choice that she constantly chose to be a part of something bigger and better than herself, and I thought that was such a cool moment because through the whole movie she's just like whatever, I fucking
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, finish your tweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
But whereas Deadpool, he's a lovable character because he won't join anything, but in a weird sort of way,
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. His heart's in the same right place, and he does a lot of it for money though.
Yeah.
But he does. That's why you see him match up with a lot of the other Marvel characters, just because he's doing a good deed kind of thing. I mean, it generally is for money. I mean,
Sure.
I keep mixing those
Or
up.
selfish motivation.
Motivation.
Yeah.
But he's always like maybe with Spider-Man and mocking Spider-Man, or he's teamed up with Wolverine. I mean, Marvel loves teaming Wolverine with everybody,
Right.
and how it works out. But I mean, it's great when he's matched up with certain people, and it just works. And
So the scene at the end of the movie did not disappoint when they're talking about no, be the better hero, don't kill him.
yeah,
And he kills him. Yeah.
He goes, "I'll look out for the other 4 moments."
It's awesome though. The torture scenes where he kept his wit the whole time.
Yeah, like, oh, this is where humor dies. We'll see about that, Captain Wallace, or whatever you call him.
Yeah. You got something in your teeth.
Yeah.
It was because even those scenes, I was like, damn, when's he gonna break? He never broke. Kept his
That's
jokes.
who he is.
I know.
Like, do you think? I've never really. I've read some of the comics, and I've seen a lot of Deadpool, and I've enjoyed. That's why I enjoyed the movie so much. But no one ever explains his fourth wall breaking. I understand he knows he's in a movie. He knows he's a fictional
That's my
character.
understanding.
He knows he's a fictional character in whatever he does.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. Like, even when you play Marvel's Capcom and you beat the game with him, he grabs the camera and goes, "Blair, what the hell are you doing up there pushing all those buttons? I'm doing all the work." And it's like he interacts with you, and
That's
it's
funny.
fantastic. But then, and then like when his specials, he grabs the pieces of the game and he starts using it against the character, which is hilarious. But he didn't do that before he became Deadpool. Like in the movie, he obviously didn't break fourth wall until he became Deadpool. Like he got the costume.
Yes.
So is fourth wall breaking was that part of his superpower? Like did that become his mutation? Like he was aware that he's fake, or is that just something?
That's a great question.
I don't even know. Like no one really ever explains where fourth wall breaking came from. In the movie, they never. It made it seem like he only did it when he was Deadpool.
I wouldn't say it's his power. However, that's a great point because I think if you're gonna get dorky when it comes to movie plots, not breaking the fourth wall while he wasn't Deadpool, meaning like
when he was just dating the girl,
when he was fighting for money, when he was dating his girl, when he found out he was dying.
Yeah.
All of that makes you appreciate the man prior to Deadpool, and it's a movie at that point. Like it's just a cinematic story. When he becomes Deadpool, that's when I feel like it is now it's a plot transition where he's not a superpower. It's just it's just now you are watching a comic book hero. Like, does that make any sense at all?
A little bit. Like they're trying to make it real to Earth, but then you see the
huge transition. Mm-hmm. It's a 180 for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but if you notice when those scenes happen, you miss that transition. Like when it goes back to reality and you get a flashback of him dealing with all his medical issues, it's really kind of depressing. You're like, can we go back to the fun, lighthearted version of this now?
Yeah, like when they were talking, like, oh yeah, I can, it's just my, heart, liver, and lungs, all the stuff I can live without.
Or saying goodbye to his lady and stuff.
Yeah, and he actually leaves her.
Yeah, those are legit, serious things, But that also gives the comedy for later. Those tragedy is what makes him who he becomes.
Well, he is pretty much his tumor.
Yeah.
Like, that's what his outsides look. He is the tumor.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know.
I just said so at the same time.
Jinx.
Double jinx, triple jinx.
You owe me a Coke.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah. No, it's... yeah, it was good. I laughed. I didn't cry as much. Were you the one that mentioned the idea that the agent that he was fighting was an actual comic book character? Or did somebody else say that to me? Remember he runs into one of the henchmen towards the end of the movie. He recognizes...
You mentioned that to me.
No,
You totally mentioned that to me.
Somebody told me that.
Like Bobby is someone from.
Oh, we must have heard it from somebody else simultaneously.
Someone talking to us about it.
Maybe a friend of ours.
Was
at
it
work.
your stupid roommate?
Yes, I think it was.
I hate your roommate.
But anyways, apparently that's a real character. I don't know. Is that? Do you know? About
Maybe,
that?
maybe they do that all the time. They've always put little Easter eggs in, and
It's weird though that a villain.
don't look at me. We're off scene right now. I'm fixing myself.
He's playing with his Deadpool. Interesting. All right, I was just curious.
It's a very possibility because they do that a lot of times. They'll put little Easter eggs of people in, and they'll never accumulate to anything. But there are small characters in the comics that you're aware of. You know.
Getting back to funny scenes, I thought the scene where he was talking to the cab driver about
Kill him! Don't kill him!
Don't kill him!
Kill him!
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that. I told you that. Kill him.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. The fact that the cabbie is used to the fact of not getting paid.
Not getting paid.
Yeah.
High five is what he gets.
Now
Oh, you get 10 today. High
10.
10. Like, oh, I forgot my wallet. Oh, my ammunition.
Yeah, all his guns.
He always leaves his guns behind.
Yeah.
He always packs them up and everything.
Yeah.
Or
It was
like
good.
his buddy. I like how his buddy's so supportive of him. He's like, I would love to go, but I don't want to.
Right. And his friend was a complete jackass,
Yeah.
too. Like, just straight up telling him like it is. Oh, you're one ugly son of a bitch, you know? Like,
Yeah, oh, thanks.
yeah. Like, no.
You need that in your life.
No pulling punches whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
But he backed him up when they're looking for him. You know, like, I don't know who you're talking about.
The guy that hunted him down for the procedure,
Yeah.
he annoyed me because I don't know if you remember Galaxy Quest, but he played one of the aliens in
Nope.
that. Yeah.
I don't watch that nerdy show,
Oh,
you nerd.
Not a show, it's a movie.
Oh, you're nerdy more now.
It's a movie
Nerd.
that makes fun of Star Trek. It's fucking hilarious. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
No, nerd.
Anyways, he plays. It's a good movie. You need to watch it. Don't judge. It's fucking hilarious. Anyways, he played one of those aliens that come, and I just couldn't get that out of my head.
That's funny. He did look like an alien character. Just looking at him.
Yeah.
Dude. So, what do you think? So, they obviously announced Deadpool 2. That was a given.
You don't think that was
Being
a
the
joke?
highest gross... No way. I mean, Fox did officially announce it, too, recently.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't let your highest grossing rated R movie, or highest grossing rated R movie of all time, just be done with one movie.
Right.
And it's a Marvel movie. They're going to want to make more. It's part of the X-Men universe. They definitely can put him in somewhere, but they
Sure.
can't because if you do, you will have to make it a rated R movie to use his kind of banter.
Unless the jokes are just clean enough.
No way.
In an X-Men
He uses
movie,
the F word and he says cock and balls way too much.
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
Does he say that much? Does he say cock and balls a lot in the comics?
He says a lot of shit that he
Yeah.
shouldn't be saying probably. So, but a lot of the comics are mature anyways because you have
Right.
the Wolverine comics that are gore, so they always throw shit like that in all
Right.
the time. I mean, they censored a little bit in there, but not. I mean, the movie you're not going to hear beeps. You want to hear
Sure.
You want to hear Deadpool his full dialogue. So obviously they can add him in. I actually got slightly excited. I thought when he was going to the mansion, like when Colossus was actually dragging him before he cut his arm off
Right.
and ran away with the middle finger, hilarious.
Yeah.
I actually thought we were going to see Xavier, and I'm like,
I
oh, is this
know.
going to be a cameo with
Yeah,
Xavier?
that'd
I'm like,
be
is it going to
cool.
be Patrick Stewart, or are they going to go with?
Oh.
And is freaking Deadpool going to make a joke about it? I was kind of hoping for something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
that would have been great.
And I also, when we saw Stan Lee, I thought he was going to interact with Stan Lee and go, hey! Like,
That's
it
a
makes
good-
some kind of
that's a good
interaction
point.
with that.
That's a good point. They
But
got
he never
Stan Lee
did.
in a titty bar, man.
Yeah.
Tits
And
flying everywhere.
He never commented on that. I figured that would be a great fourth wall moment. Part because we all
yeah.
expected it.
I
could
wasn't
be one of-
I wasn't
Really?
expecting it. I was surprised to see Stan Lee in it. In fact, I said that out loud. I was like, "Oh, Stan Lee's in
He's
this."
in every Marvel movie.
He
Movie. It doesn't matter
is.
what studio it is. He's
He-
not bought by Disney.
I know, but I just for some reason I didn't know if he was going to be in this one. I was kind of surprised.
It was funny too. He's always in the funniest moments. But so him being a Deadpool now in the universe and how they actually established this character a lot better. Do you think since Wolverine, the new Wolverine movie, has actually been announced possibly to be a rated R movie because of the fact how beneficial, how profitable?
Probably. But
Do you think you'll see Deadpool in that movie?
I think you know what with Wolverine. I think no, and I'll tell you why. Yes, everybody wants to see it. Maybe if they do a new franchise with a new Wolverine, it would be a different story. But I don't think they'll do it here because there's so many. Think about it. X-Men came out in was it late 90s?
2003, 2002,
So those
2001.
So kids that were born or grew up watching that shit are like 15, 16 years old. Like they've grown to love the Wolverine character, they were still kids that were introduced to it. I don't think they would make it so kids can't finish the ride. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, so yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean? Like kids that were so excited to watch Wolverine all this time now are being told they can't because it's rated R.
That's true.
That would be my only thing about that.
I'm just upset by that it took Deadpool to show Fox the potential of a rated R Marvel movie.
Right.
Because we could have gotten a true Origins Wolverine movie with
Weapon
those
X.
movies
were terrible.
That would have been
terrible.
The second one wasn't bad.
Yes, but
they could have. It could have been so much more. It could have been so much better.
They didn't do the Yuriko story. They didn't keep it legit.
No. And I hear the new third movie of Wolverine's going to be the Old Man Logan movie.
I don't even know that story.
I hear there's a lot of nuances in it that they're not going to be able to do because Marvel isn't playing nice with Fox. Like it's just.
Well, that's the other thing too. When they said mutants, I was like, breath of fresh air. Like I don't want to hear metahumans. I don't want to hear.
It's kind of annoying. It kind of separates it. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
It does make it feel like it's two different worlds, and they're not.
No.
I hope one day we can see Wolverine interact with the Avengers.
Yeah.
And
Spider-Man.
We know Spider-Man will.
I hope so.
From what we hear, he is. So I hope it does happen. But now, since they're doing the Apocalypse, you think they'll next X-Men movie maybe throw a little Deadpool in there?
I don't know.
I think it'd be great.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, I'd love to. I'm a huge fan of these characters. That's why, the more the merrier, man. That's why I was so disappointed with X-Men 3 because they're like literally X-Men 3, The Last Stand, and like you could have they just cleaned up everything. You had everybody on board. And when they do the ass opposite. They only keep 6. They kill everybody else off.
Fucking sped through the Phoenix Saga.
Get rid of mutant powers. Like Rogue got rid of her powers instead of gaining the other powers of flight and everything else.
And super strength.
It was just awful. And so when Bryan Singer finally decided to clean up his mess and do the last one, and you see everyone in the school, Logan, welcome back. I'm like, fuck. This Apocalypse movie better have everybody and their mother in it, and everyone's not going to die.
It looks like Jubilee's going to be in
Everyone kick ass. Jubilee was in the first X-Men movie, and
she was belittled.
Her. Yeah, they ignored
But this time they showed her in the trailer,
and then they showed her again in the Wolverine Origins.
Maybe
I think they showed her there, and with the young Cyclops there.
Well, they kept showing freaking small,
and they showed Havoc. And
they showed Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, and Havoc came after Cyclops. It's just, get your shit together, people. Why does Hollywood have to change things up? Why can't they just take what was written and go from beginning to end?
Why was Juggernaut a little bitch?
Oh, God.
Why was he such a small character that was, like, he should have been huge?
Yeah, I don't know.
And he was a fucking walking meme. He was just like, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I know, right? Which was a hilarious line, but
it was. I laughed.
Pointless. I did too. But we're running out of time for this Deadpool thing. So, do you have any final thoughts?
I hope when they do create the second one, which we know is coming, it holds up to its name. I hope it was just fun to watch.
All the cock and ball jokes weren't used up.
It was not. It was just so entertaining. I can hear more about his cock and how much he wants to masturbate.
That's a little weird.
It is a little weird, but Ryan Reynolds is a handsome man.
You know what cracked me up too? I want to say real quick. In the stores right now, they have the sexiest man alive or sexiest father or something like Dad Alive in his People magazine, I think. They showed that cover in the movie, which I thought was hilarious.
That's funny. And I like the fact that they announced that Cable would probably be in the next movie. I mean, he didn't.
Right.
That we don't know if that's for sure, but how he's like the Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, what are you guys doing here? Go home.
Right.
Go home.
Right.
Like, I was just making fun of that. Like, I didn't even know that was from Ferris Bueller's Days Off. Celine had to tell me, like, you didn't recognize that? I'm like, no, I don't remember. So we watched it again. I'm like, oh my God, it was like word for word. Until he came back out and said, all right, there's going to be a second movie. And Cable's going to be in it. And there's going to be some time travel, which is great. And, a lot of people know that, Cable is Jean Grey's and Scott Summers' son.
Yes.
So it's going to be really neat to see if
which
they actually do it with Cable.
Also deals with Apocalypse, which could have been a teaser.
It could be a teaser for that.
Cable hates Apocalypse. He wants,
that's he is a time traveler.
Yeah.
And this could change more of why these characters are who they are. And the Bryan Singer movies, past ones, and that third one are all being slightly erased.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start getting awesome X-Men movies, and maybe Fox will start playing nice with Disney, and we'll finally see everything start meshing, and then we can start calling them mutants in the fucking.
I think at
Agents of
this point,
S.H.I.E.L.D..
though, Disney probably won't do that because they've already
It's too far
said
gone.
they said, look, no, we call them metahumans, so you missed the bus.
But they can do something and tie it in. They can definitely. There are brilliant writers out there. They can definitely do something to tie it all.
All right. Well, it looks like we're almost out of time. So
You don't have any more final thoughts?
me, I've never been a huge Deadpool fan because he's a little crass. But the reality is, having said that, I enjoy the idea of the character. I enjoy the character very much. I know this sounds hypocritical, but I like the character. I got everything I wanted out of it, but it's not something I would sit down and watch with my kids every day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It is not a kid movie.
It's not a kid movie. And so, like, to me, a good movie is something you can watch over and over again and not feel like you have to close or lock your door. It's like you're masturbating with your parents in the room. It's like, it's just
That
weird.
is really weird. Have you done that?
No, but that's my point. Like, why would
Do
you
you
try?
want to do
No,
that?
God, no.
Holy shit.
No, but that's my point. Like, or like the first time you sit down and you watch a sex scene with your parents in the room, and you're like, oh,
For the first time,
yeah, this is
You're like,
awkward.
"It's awkward."
So that's what it is. You know what I mean? But if I'm by myself or I'm with a bunch of guys and we're watching, I'm laughing my ass off. I love it. I think it's a great movie. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I would love to see more of it. I hope if they do the second movie, it's more of his slapstick humor and jokes and less of real life. Because to me, that's too close to home. It gets too personal sometimes. People die of cancer all the time. It's depressing.
Well, now he's Deadpool, so now it should be.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I don't want to see any more of that. Let's have some fun at the theaters. Let's cut some people in half and laugh about it.
Well, on that bombshell, I guess we're done. I'm Joel.
And I'm Matt.
I'm done.
So our subjects are not for everybody. Stay tuned. You might surprise yourself.